ladies and gentlemen, allow me to tell you a story. You see, there was once a man, a very ambitious man, not unlike myself, a very wise man, not unlike myself, and he decided that in his great ambition and wisdom, he wanted to walk around the entire world. And yes, I say walk around the world because the earth is not flat. I'm not sure if it's entirely spherical or globe-shaped. Maybe it's a donut, I don't know. I just know that there is curvature to it. Anyway, this man, this wise man, this ambitious wise man decides he wants to walk around the world. Good, okay. So he starts walking around the world. He sets off on his journey. He leaves his pregnant wife at home to walk around the world. And it took him a long time. He ran into a lot of issues such as water. He hadn't considered how water might have been an obstacle for him on his walk. However, he did, using only his own wit, his own survival instincts, he came up with a solution. He dealt with it, he got over the obstacle. Okay. So he made his walk around the world. It took him a long time, and eventually he arrived back home. He arrives back home to his wife and now his kid, because his kid's been born, his kid's a couple of years old, because he's been away a long time on this walk. It took him a long time. So one day he sits down with his wife, with his child, and he opens up his laptop while they're eating dinner. I know that's kind of rude. I know it's rude to kind of just open your laptop up while your wife's trying to have a conversation with you, your kid's trying to spend some time with you, and you just open up your laptop eating dinner. I don't know what was going through this guy's head. He was wise, he was ambitious like myself. I don't know what was going through his head when he decided that he also had to be so rude and open up a laptop at the dinner table. I don't know. I wouldn't have done that. That is maybe where the two of us differ. Anyway, he opens up his laptop. His wife's trying to speak to him. He's just kind of nodding along at what she's saying. And the next thing his kid says, Ragreynolds, Ragreynolds, the coolest lad you'll find. His wife gives a horrible, scornful look at the child. And the father looks round to the child and he smiled. The guy smiled at his kid for the first time in his life. He never even smiled when he first met the kid. And his father, the father sits there and he puts one hand on the kid's shoulder and he says, Ragreynolds, Ragreynolds, the Scottish mastermind. His subjects do everything that he wants and worship his every single word. The kid looks over to the mother and he says, he's the Emperor of Thunder Cunts, Mummy. So why don't you watch his videos? The mother got up. She took her coat off the stand and she left the house. I received this email with this story written in it just a few weeks ago. And that is why I have been absent from this channel for a little bit. I've been dealing with a few things. I had to go meet this person. I had to go meet this guy in person. It was very important that I do that. So I went to meet this guy in person and we had a good little chat about what had went down. And he told me something. He said, hey, Ragreynolds, obviously I didn't bring my kid with me. I didn't know if you were going to bring Ryan Jr., which I didn't. I didn't bring Ryan Jr. And he said, I know you probably wouldn't want to talk to my little shit of a kid. And I said, yeah, that's you're probably right there. You're probably right. I shook his hand. I was getting ready to leave after he told me all of his story again in person and told me a little bit about his life and about how much he loved me and my videos. And he said to me, can I just say one thing? And I said, okay. In fact, I said, okay, I'll let you tell me two things. That's a great deal. You only want to tell me one thing, but I do a buy one, get one free sort of offer, so go ahead. Tell me two things. And so he said, well, I've got two pieces of advice, two pieces of wisdom that I gained as I walked around the world. There are two things that were important to me and that I found out about myself and about life as I went around the world. And he said, okay, that's interesting. And I asked him, I said, okay, so let me hear them. That's your two things. So tell me those two things. And he said, number one, mice and rats are not all that different. And I said, okay, I don't know if I really wanted to know that or not. And the other thing he said to me was very, very shocking, surprising, and I'm not sure how to feel about it. And I'd love to know what you guys think about this other thing he said to me before I left. The second thing he said to me, I went home, I pondered about this all the way home. I lay awake all night thinking about this other thing. And he said to me, I'm conscious about repeating this. Just give me a second. How do I phrase this best? It wasn't simple. He didn't tell me just a sentence, but I'm going to paraphrase for you. He gave me a whole long story. He gave me a whole long anecdote. But I'm going to sum it up for you by simply saying two words. And those two words are square baby. Square baby. Take that for what you will. I can promise you that it's not what you were thinking at first. But I'd love to know what you think about it. And until next time, you don't know, you damn well do know now. My name is Ragreynolds, and you are welcome, society.